you think of this part? What do you think of the arms?
I'm not sure, but look, my watch is looser.
Oh, that's so wild. Will you forward me a link?
Yes.
Or is it something you have at home?
I'll show them. They're on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but look, this was hard to get into this loop. And this morning when I was getting ready, I went, wow, that doesn't feel very tight. Maybe I don't have it in
the right loop.
And I do.
That's wild.
It is.
Now, okay.
But I have been doing my kettlebells.
Yes, but you had been doing those all along.
That's correct.
Okay, so this is my theory. I think it's working. And if it is, I would be a perfect specimen again because I have the elephant ankles. I have legs that are logs.
You know what? I do too, and I have to really work on my legs.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of me, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, my legs have always been the thickest part of me. So if it worked on that, I mean, that would be amazing. My arms are thick, but they're all like muscle.
Right.
From, pounding all day.
Right.
But my legs, if that changed, I would know it pretty quickly.
I'll show them to you today because they're real obvious. You'll be able to find them.
Cool.
Yes.
I love it.
And it's because we talked about binaural beats that got me even interested in that musical.
Somebody's saying, me too, send it. I think it's Marilyn. We'll send it to her.
Okay.
I'll forward it to you, honey.
Or just go on to YouTube and Google music for thin arms and see what happens. I mean, Google it. I mean, put it in the search on YouTube.
Search.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Try it and see.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a few.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's real. I'm going to show you my jeans as soon as we wrap this up here.
Cool.
So we meet again. Talk for a minute because I'll check the calendar.
Today is the 11th.
It's the 10th.
Oh, today's the 10th.
So the 24th.
Yeah, the 24th. That sounds right. But we may change. I want to give everybody a heads up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I am looking at changing my schedule in Bay City from Tuesday and Sunday to Wednesdays and Sunday due to some conflicts with some scheduling that I have in other areas. So therefore, I'll probably be doing our show, The Passionate Pundits, either next time or the time after. We're going to change it. We may have one more Tuesday here.
But, and watch for it online because we can blog online now on the website.
On w4divas.com.
Right. And I'll make sure that I include something in the blog to let you know that we moved.
Sounds good. But I think we moved. We decided on the Wednesday at 5 o'clock is what I'd like to do. And it's going to be every first and third Wednesday because you have the second and the fourth. You have a conflict for something else. So I think the first and the third Wednesday was one of the options. And so, but we will definitely let people know when and where when the time comes. We'll let you know. And so for right now, we're just going to call it the 24th, Tuesday at noon, unless we let you know some other way that we've changed it. And right now, my office in Pigeon is up and running 4 days a week. We do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And in Bay City, I am Tuesdays and Sundays, but soon to be Wednesdays and Sundays, which will put me Tuesday in Pigeon.
And you know what? When you change your hours and the show changes and everything, we'll just do a whole blog post about it.
That sounds great.
That way, everybody will know.
That sounds great.
Okay, good.
We can do that.
Plus, we'll put it on Facebook. I can just copy it after it's written and stick it on Facebook.
Yes.
But we really want you to go to the website.
How's everybody loving the new website? They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because I love it because I can see or I can listen to any of the archive shows, any of them, at any time. I can click right on them. It works perfect.
And we're getting a lot more downloads.
Oh,
people are downloading them. And our viewership, the first 2 weeks, almost tripled.
Well, of course, because it's much better access.
Right.
So, good.
And it comes on easily. You can listen to what's playing now easily.
Yeah.
Oh,
everybody
so
should go
better.
check it out. It's
and
really
if you
good.
have trouble getting on there, go to the W4 Divas Facebook page and click. It takes you right to it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
People can find it easy.
Yeah. And download the app.
And if you go on Passionate Pundits on Facebook, there is a link for w4divas.com, so you can go through that way too. So there's all kinds of ways for you to get to it. So
it's really interesting because I've been, I check Google Analytics all the time, and it only gives week blocks. You can't like check
daily.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, you can, and it'll tell you who's on and how many you've had for that day. But the whole data thing of what time people are listening renews itself in week blocks.
Gotcha.
And it's changing all the time.
That is interesting.
Yes, and it shocks me because I'll be talking to people and they'll say, well, when do you have the most listeners? Well, this week we had them Thursday and Friday were the biggest. Now, 2 weeks ago, Saturday and Sunday were the biggest. So that means they're listening to archive shows because there's no live shows on Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Well, that would make sense, too, because that's when people are home
right.
and they're not busy
right.
and they can sit and they can sort of binge listen.
Right. And 1 week, we had more listeners in Michigan, all over Michigan, than we did anywhere else, which is not uncommon. And then the following week, the UK was right up there with us.
It's so wild.
Yeah. It is very weird.
I love the internet, though. I really do. I love how that works and how we're accessible to people all over the world. So that's really, really interesting to me.
It is. And I love Google Analytics.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. And I can even see the pages that peoples have landed on and the shows that they've listened to.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very fun. Ours is well listened to.
Well, I would hope so.
Me too. Me too.
Yay.
So a lot of things are changing right now, I think. But, it's that time of year. Spring is a time of change.
It is. It's things being birthed into new existence. And that's not just people and animals, but that's ideas and plans and projects and things like that. They start to happen. Flow starts to happen in spring.
Right. So wrap it up about what you talked about today.
Well, I talked about a little known problem with eosinophils and how it affects us and creates chronic inflammatory conditions, and how we could just, whether we have it or not, is kind of moot because all we have to do is try a few basic home remedies and see how we feel and see if it feels better. If it helps, proof's in the pudding. If it doesn't help, no harm done. It's still good stuff, good for you. Secondly, we talked about the plan, the spring into action plan that I made, and that I fell a little short.
As did I.
But I'm getting back up on the saddle, and I'm going after it again, and I have sort of decided what I'm going to focus more so on this time. Hopefully keeping up with what I had focused on more so last time. So building on what I already have sort of worked into my routine, and then also adding in a few of the other things that I didn't do so well with, but now that I'm feeling more comfortable, I think I can go ahead and add some of that more into the routine. And I'm looking forward to seeing the results.
Excellent. Yeah. I like that. We have till the end of May we gave ourselves.
Yes.
So we have like a month and a half still.
And we can still extend it if we want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
It can be an ongoing thing. We can keep building on it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if it doesn't work at all, I'll probably end up, dropping off after another month or two. But if it does seem to be working, I mean, there's no reason why that can't stay in my routine.
Right.
There's no reason. None of it is difficult.
Right. I am going to order holy basil tea today.
Beautiful. And I am going to try very hard to stick with my plan of mostly water. I've got to put the soda down. I've got to do it.
Well,
and
good luck.
It's just a matter of doing it.
It
making
is.
the choice, making the decision.
Right.
That's it. So.
Right. I'm not too mad at you for not doing that because it's not like you drink it a lot. So I'm okay with it. But you have to. You're the one that
It wasn't the one that I thought was going to be most important, and therefore that's the one I didn't really care as much about.
On it. Right.
But now that I've got the other ones kind of starting along, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting comfortable with those that I thought were more important. Now maybe I can add in the one that I thought, a little swig here and there isn't going to hurt. A little cup of coffee here and there isn't going to hurt. Well, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But all we can do is try.
That's right.
Experiment. Experiment.
And I because I gained that weight, I think I lost a lot of self-confidence.
Yeah, that'll happen.
And it changed the way I looked at myself.
That's the whole looking in the mirror thing we were talking about. And even if it's not a physical mirror, we're always looking in the mirror. We're always looking in the mirror at ourselves, you know?
Or just the fact when I went to put on my boots, it was hard for me to bend down to, you know, those kind of things. And it was all because I hurt my back, and I know why, and there was nothing. But maybe it was a lesson I had to learn. Maybe I wasn't empathetic enough with people that were overweight, that were having a hard time losing. You know, there's a lot of reasons why I could be going through this.
Well, being in the position you were in and being a thinner person your whole life and being in the field of helping people try to reach those goals, I could see where it would be difficult at times to empathize with some of them if they just aren't completely, you know, if they profess to want to do something, but then their actions show something completely different, you know. But, that's a good thing to talk about. Something that came up last couple days, last 48 hours was, you know, putting expectation on an end, right? That we put these expectations on the end. So that's a very good example of that. Let's say that I tell somebody, I give them their plan, tell them what they need to do. They start doing it. They fall short. I manage to motivate them back into it. And they're doing it again. They're doing it along for a while. And then they start to fall short. Is that a reflection on me of what I have done? No. And yet we take that personally, and we take that as if, well, these people, they want our help, but then they're not willing to stick to it and to do what we said, and they're not going to get the you know, who cares?
Right.
Who flipping cares?
Right.
It isn't about the end. It's not about attaching an expectation to the end. It's about offering our advice in love, offering our suggestions in love to these people who are asking for it, and then they can take it and do what they want with it.
Because some things that we say may resonate and some things may not.
That's right.
And it's just like anything else. It's like when you go to, I wanted to say doctor, but that's too obvious. So you go to a lawyer, and he tells you the steps to take to get your estate in.
And you pay him for the advice, and you thank him very much.
And then you don't do anything.
Right. Is that his fault?
No.
Or I should just say, from his point of view, should he be angry about that?
No.
No. Why would he be?
Right.
He offered what you asked for. He offered it, and you took it, and you paid him for it. There was an exchange of fee for service or energy for energy, which is what that's about. Truly, that's what that's about. But once you give that exchange, you
have to let it go, right?
You hands off it. It's not you. It's not up to you. And it's the same with people, who I was listening to. I was listening to Shamama Hunting Owl, who I just love her. She's,
I don't know who that is.
There's a warning. She has profanity in her show.
But but
I love her. But anyway, she was talking about it, and she basically brought up the example that she was with her friend one day, and she saw a homeless guy, and she had a few bucks in her pocket, so she gave it to him. And her friend said, "Why would you do that?
Right.
Why would you do that? You know well and good that man's going to take that, and he's going to go buy drugs, or he's going to go buy alcohol or whatever. He's not going to go get food or something." She said, So what?
Right.
Whatever he needs to get through his day, I don't care.
Right.
All I care about is I gave him a little extra money. I extended my hand in friendship and in love to another human being, and what he takes and does with that money has no bearing on me.
That's absolutely correct.
I gave it away. I gave him love and gave it away, and he can do what he wants with that money.
You can't be attached to the outcome.
No.
Even with your own life, you can't be attached
Absolutely.
to it. You can
Relationships.
work your best. Right. You know? Our children.
Our husbands.
We can do the best that we can, and don't take it personally when
they don't follow your advice, and then they mess up.
Right.
They mess up because it's their journey.
Right.
And it's their lesson to learn.
And it's not yours. You are doing yours.
And we may not be the catalyst to getting them through that journey. Maybe the catalyst to getting them through that journey is going completely in the opposite direction that we asked them to go, so that they could learn their mean old downright dirty lesson that they had to learn.
And not make the same mistake again. Right.
Because if we just simply tell them everything and they follow our advice, how are they ever going to live?
My mom always used to say I had to learn things the hard way. But I moved on.
But what you did, isn't that the definition of living?
Yes.
Learning things?
And it taught me when my kids both made huge